Okay. Again, I believe this first part here is up in part A in the homework, so you have to go locate it because it goes with this part. You cannot solve it without it. Americans consume an average of 1.31 cups of coffee per day. Assume the variable is approximately normally distributed with a standard deviation of 0.15 cups. If 1,000 individuals are selected, approximately how many of them drink more than 1.48 cups of coffee per day? A little bit confusing because you don't necessarily see find a proportion, find a percentage, find a probability. It says how many. But you have to envision if I told you there was 20% of the people coming to an event had a hat on, and I told you there would be 700 people coming. Well, then you take 700 times that 20%, and that'll tell you how many is going to have a hat. So implied in this problem is we need to find a probability. Now, it's not standard normal. Nowhere does it say standard normal. Nowhere does it give you a z-value, which means the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find a z-value, z-score. So it says, let's see, how many of them drink more than 1.48 cups of coffee per day? So X will be 1.48. That's always the part that is on your main problem. Um, Average is 1.31. Standard deviation is 0.15. Now, if you have a hard time figuring out what X is, a couple of good tips, well, a couple of things to look for that help you is identify your average first. And that'll be either saying average or mean. And then, second thing, identify your standard deviation, and that'll be pretty obvious. It'll always say standard deviation. And then if you got another number, one of them is going to be your x. If you got two, see how I got 1,000 here and 1.48. Um, Pretty much, if you choose the one that's closest to your average, you're probably going to be right 99.99% of the time. So 1.48 is our x. Okay, now when you plug this in your calculator, oops, what did this do? Let's try it again. You want to make sure you put parentheses around the top. Or you can do it separate like I'm going to do it. Excuse me. So I've got 1.48 minus 1.31 gives us 1.48 minus 1.31, 0.37 or 0.17. We're working too many problems this morning. Then do that division. 1.13 and take it to two decimal places. 1.13. Now let's go back and look at our original problem. It says how many of them drink more than? More than is greater than. It's shaded to the right. So we're going to have 1.13 shaded to the right, which is an issue. I mean, it's a z-score now, so we're fine. We can use a table, but our table is based upon the area to the left. Whenever you have the area to the right specified, you rewrite it as 1 minus the area to the left. Now our z-score is 1.13, so we're going to separate this. This is the first part of our number, this is the second part of our number. The 3 is in our hundredths place, so that's 0.03. So I'm going to look up 1.1, and I'm going to look up 0.03, and where they intersect is my value. So I'm going to have 1 minus 0.8708. I'm not very good with decimals. Equals 1 minus 0.8708, 0.1292. Then it's asking us If 1,000 individuals are selected, approximately how many of them drink more than 1.48 cups coffee per day? So we then take this and we'll multiply it by 1,000. So 0.1292 times 1,000. And multiplying by 1,000 basically means move your decimal point 3 places. So that'd be 129.2, and you can put that in your calculator. And it doesn't imply otherwise, so we're going to round like normal, and that gives us 129 people.